our video. So for this video, we will present to you about our topic that we choose for speaking class. Okay, for the topic that we choose is types of drinks, which is we choose coffee. So before we go furthermore, let me introduce you to our group member. The first version of the coffee origins came from the Utopia. The story begins when there's a man called Caldi and his goat. One day, Caldi wandered over why his goat acting strangely after eating some berries from a tree. The impact of these berries gave his goat more energized and excited. And Caldi decided to eat by himself, and he also feel the same, which is he get more energized. And Caldi alert that there's something wrong about these berries, exclaimed that these berries have a devil spirit, and threw away into a fire. But accidentally, these berries release a beautiful aroma and quickly wreck from the fire and crush into embers. Realizing their mistake, the berries were then placed into a jug and covered with hot water for preservation. The monk then went on these drinks, and these drinks help him to stay awake during nightly to do devotion and prayers. So this is the history of the coffee origins from the Utopia. The second version of the coffee origins came from Yemen. These legend stories has slightly twists from Utopia stories. The story begins when a Yemen Sufi mystic was traveling to Utopia on spiritual matters. He encountered some very energetic birds that had been eating some fruits from trees which known by coffee plants. So he decided to try these berries by himself, and he found that they produce energetic state in him as well. So later, Yemeni traders brought coffee plants back to their homeland and began to grow them there.
There are some of pros and cons by drinking coffee. The pros by drinking coffee is can improve memory and cognitive abilities. Coffee has been proven again and again to work wonders for our memories and our cognitive abilities. So if you find yourself better able to concentrate in the morning after that first cup, there's a reason for that. It is because coffee cooperates nicely with the parts of the brain that are responsible for both memories and cognitive abilities. After that, coffee also can help with these things as we get older. The cons by drinking coffee is the caffeine in coffee acts as a stimulant, keeping us awake and alert when we should be winding down for sleep. This can make it difficult to fall asleep and may result in restless nights and disrupted sleep quality. So, to mitigate the negative effects of coffee on sleep, it's recommended to that consumption in the late afternoon and evening. Other cons by drinking coffee is can harm during pregnancy. One group that has long been warned to avoid even moderate coffee intake is pregnant women. Following studies that suggest high levels of caffeine in pregnancy can lead to babies having a low birth weight and can even result in miscarriage. Overall, while coffee can provide a much-needed energy boost, it's important to be aware of its potential negative effect.
Next, I will describe about the use of coffee drink in everyday life. Coffee acts as an energy booster
Usually, this coffee drink is always an individual choice when having breakfast or when you want to refresh yourself after work. Coffee is very popular because of its ability to provide energy or make the drinker is in a state of wakefulness, or we can call it stay awake. This is because coffee contains a stimulating substance that acts on the central nervous system, namely is caffeine. Generally, caffeine will be absorbed into the blood vessel and carried to the nervous system, as we can call it brain. In turn, it will act by inhibiting the reaction of endocyne, a chemical compound that causes individuals to feel tired and sleepy, and at the same time, it also stimulates the activity of the hormone adrenal and causes the individual to be in a state of wakefulness. And last but not least, there are also many coffee recipes for us to try at home using only cheap ingredients and available at home. With this recipe, it can save our budget without having to buy expensive coffee at the cafe. Among the coffee recipes that we can try at home, like dalgona latte coffee recipe, caramel coffee, ice grass, jelly coffee, and so on. So that's all for our presentation today. Thank you.